Some of the most iconic DC and Marvel moments came in a television show's very last scene. Superhero TV shows often build up epic storylines, moral dilemmas, and character growth over seasons. However, the most memorable ones end with final scenes so powerful they linger long after the credits roll. Superhero shows can deliver unforgettable journeys, but it's often the final moments that determine whether a series becomes legendary. The last scene is where themes pay off, arcs come full circle, and emotional punches land hardest. Some endings act as triumphant celebrations of a hero's evolution, while others leave audiences with heartbreak, mystery, or a bold setup for future stories. Across decades of comic book storytelling on TV, these particular final scenes stand above the rest. They're notable not only for how iconic or cinematic they were, but for their significance in shaping what followed. Each one still sparks conversation today, proving that the best finales never really fade, they echo in fandom forever. Daredevil is found alive in The Defenders. Netflix's The Defenders ends by seemingly killing Matt Murdock in a collapsing building, a shock moment that could have easily served as a tragic finale. New York believes Daredevil's sacrifice saved the city from the hand, leaving friends and allies mourning a fallen hero who'd already endured too much. It's a moment where Matt's selflessness becomes painfully undeniable. However, The Defenders doesn't stay in tragedy for long. In a final reveal, Matt is seen recovering in a convent, looked after by nuns who speak about getting Maggie. Fans immediately recognized the reference, Maggie Murdock, his mother from the comics. The tease reignited excitement overnight. This ending not only honors Daredevil's resilience but sets up a bigger story to come. It's a cliffhanger that feels earned, and one that delivered chills to longtime Marvel viewers. It was the perfect conclusion to The Defenders and the perfect setup for the next season of Daredevil. Agatha Harkness returns as a ghost in Agatha All Along. Agatha Harkness spends Agatha All Along fighting to reclaim her identity and power. Yet, after doing so, Agatha sacrifices herself to save Billy Maximoff. This immediately reframed Agatha from the duplicitous, power-hungry villain to a surprisingly noble figure. While this transformation was surprising enough, Agatha's subsequent return as a ghost was even more unexpected. Agatha reunites with Billy as a spectre, promising to help him find his brother. It's a twist that turns the Wicked Witch into an unexpected protector, showing a depth audiences didn't expect at the start. She may not be alive, but she's far from finished. Vitally, her humor and menace remain beautifully intact. Kathryn Hahn's performance was absolutely magnetic and the MCU was wise to keep her alive in some form. It's a supernatural ending that keeps the door wide open for future MCU stories. Clark Kent suits up as Superman in Smallville. After 10 years, Clark Kent finally becomes the hero Smallville viewers had been waiting for him to be. The finale sees him embracing his destiny, revealing the iconic Superman suit as he takes flight. It's a payoff that rewards a decade of character development and anticipation. Most thrillingly, the scene deliberately creates an overlap with Christopher Reeve's iconic Superman movie. In the final moments, Clark runs to the Daily Planet rooftop and rips open his shirt to reveal the famed Superman suit beneath. The scene was designed to recall the same scene from Superman, bridging the prequel with the timeless original blockbuster. Perhaps the most exciting nod was the inclusion of John Williams' stunning Superman theme, giving the younger Clark the same rousing sense of triumph. It captures everything Smallville stood for. It's triumphant, nostalgic, and everything audiences waited years to finally see. Spider-Man embarks on a multiverse mission to save MJ in Spider-Man, the animated series. Peter Parker's journey in the beloved Spider-Man, the animated series doesn't end with victory, it ends with a mission. After saving the entire multiverse, Madam Web determines that Peter deserves some happiness. She offers to help him locate Mary Jane, who was lost in the multiverse. The Spider-Man TAS finale ends with Spidey following Web into a portal, ready to reclaim his iconic Marvel partner and bring her home. The scene is particularly effective because it highlights Peter's eternal hope and determination. His lost friends, mentors, and so much of his normal life, but MJ's disappearance remains the one wound he can't ignore. Spider-Man's love becomes the driving force for his next adventure. Even though the rescue quest remained unresolved due to the show's cancellation, the final swing symbolizes Spider-Man's essence. No matter how impossible the odds, he never stops trying. It's a cliffhanger worthy of the character's legacy. Bruce Wayne becomes Batman in Gotham. Throughout Gotham, audiences watched a young Bruce Wayne fight to understand his trauma and purpose. The finale leaps 10 years ahead, revealing a darker, more fully realized Gotham City, one that desperately needs a masked savior. Criminals whisper fearfully about a mysterious figure in the shadows. The moment Bruce returns to Gotham signifies the birth of the Batman. The city's corrupt evolution has forged its greatest protector. Jim Gordon witnesses hints of the new vigilante, unsure if he should celebrate or fear what's coming. The tone perfectly mirrors Batman's mythic rise. The last shot finally delivers what Gotham audiences waited for, Batman standing atop a building, cape flowing in the night wind. While Gotham's final season suffered from an early cancellation, the finale managed to wrangle enough of the unresolved narratives to deliver a compelling climax. The final scene isn't simply the culmination of this, it's the beginning of the legend. The Angela Egg cliffhanger in Watchmen. Watchmen's finale ends with a cliffhanger so bold that the screen fades to black right before the answer hits. Angela Abar consumes one of Dr. Manhattan's eggs, which is said to contain his godlike powers, and walks toward her swimming pool. She takes a tentative step, about to test whether she can now walk on water. Yet we never see whether she sinks or rises. The screen cuts out just as her toes touch the water. That uncertainty is the point. Watchmen refuses to spell out whether she becomes a goddess or falls back into ordinary humanity, keeping the ambiguity between heroism and humanity. That last moment in Watchmen is brilliant because it places the power of interpretation in the audience's hands. Angela might become the next world-shaping force, or the attempt may end in tragedy. The ambiguity is the legacy, and the conversation never stopped. Xavier bids farewell to the X-Men in X-Men, the animated series. In an emotional and cosmic finale for X-Men, the animated series, Professor Charles Xavier lies gravely wounded after humanity's hatred reaches its peak. The Shi'ar arrive to take him to space for advanced healing, the only hope for his survival. The X-Men and Magneto stand together, hearts heavy, as their mentor says goodbye. Xavier expresses his pride in what his students have become, emphasizing that their dream must endure without him. It's a passing of the torch that feels earned after years of battles for equality. His emotional farewell to his former friend Magneto, who postponed his war on